In this photograph, Mary Louise Cecilia Texas Guinan is being arrested during a police raid on speakeasies in the Prohibition era. Known for her bold personality, she was an actress, producer, and successful entrepreneur. Guinan became famous for managing exclusive speakeasy clubs that attracted the rich, famous, and ambitious talent. Despite her arrest, she was later acquitted in court. In this photograph, taken on September 23, 1943, United States Navy Seabees are seen trading with locals from Malaita, part of the Solomon Islands. During World War II, the Solomon Islands were a critical theater of operations in the Pacific, with many islands becoming strategic bases for the Allies. The Seabees, who were naval construction battalions, played a crucial role in building airstrips, roads, and other infrastructure to support the war effort. This aerial photograph captures the bombing of Bitburg by Martin B-26 Marauder bombers of the United States Army Air Forces during World War II in 1944. The B-26 Marauder was a key medium bomber used in several critical missions aimed at crippling German military infrastructure. These aerial assaults were vital for disrupting enemy operations and securing air superiority over Europe. In this 1906 photograph, inventor Charles S.L. Baker and his assistant showcase a new home heating system. Baker's design used hot water or steam to heat multiple rooms, marking a key step toward modern centralized heating systems. This image shows a Curtiss SB-2C Helldivers after an emergency landing on the USS Hancock during World War II. Despite early design issues, the Helldiver became a vital dive bomber for the United States Navy. This rare photograph shows Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria and his wife, Sophie, during their ill-fated visit to Sarajevo in 1914. On June 28th of that year, their visit aimed to ease rising tensions, but it ended in tragedy. After surviving one assassination attempt, they were fatally shot by Gavrilo Princip, an event that set off the chain of events leading to World War I. This 1953 photograph shows police officers outside 10 Rillington Place in Notting Hill, London, the home of serial killer John Christie. Christie's crimes, spanning a decade, claimed the lives of at least 8 victims. He was arrested and hanged the same year, ending a dark chapter in London's history. This 1930s photograph shows FBI Director John Edgar Hoover fishing with his close friend and deputy Clyde Tolson. The two spent much of their professional and personal lives together, leading to decades of speculation about their relationship. After Hoover's death in 1972, Tolson inherited much of his estate, adding to the intrigue surrounding their bond. This 1930 photograph by Louis Hine captures a cable worker during the construction of the Empire State Building in New York City. The building, completed during the Great Depression, became a symbol of hope and resilience, standing as the tallest in the world for nearly 40 years. Workers, many of them immigrants, faced dangerous conditions while helping create this iconic structure. In March 1904, during the Scottish National Antarctic Expedition, Gilbert Kerr played the bagpipes for a curious penguin. The expedition, led by William Spears Bruce, aimed to explore and study Antarctica, making important contributions to our understanding of its geography and wildlife. Allied war correspondents examined the couch in Adolf Hitler's bunker, where he is believed to have shot himself alongside Eva Braun on April 30, 1945. The bloodstains on the sofa are thought to be Hitler's, marking the tragic end of the Third Reich. Desmond Thomas Doss and his wife Dorothy, after receiving the Medal of Honor from President Harry Truman on October 12, 1945. Doss, a conscientious objector and Army medic, became the first non-combatant to receive the Medal of Honor for his heroic actions during the Battle of Hacksaw Ridge in World War II. A United States soldier observes Manila burning from across the bay at Parañaque on February 8, 1945, during the Battle of Manila. This fierce urban battle, one of the bloodiest in World War II, led to widespread destruction and heavy civilian casualties as American forces fought to liberate the city from Japanese occupation. This 1922 photograph of 6-year-old Teddy Ryder was taken before he began insulin treatment. At the time, children with diabetes faced grim outcomes, but the discovery of insulin that year by Frederick Banting and Charles Best transformed Teddy's life and revolutionized diabetes care. Workers constructing the Hoover Dam on April 20th, 1932. This massive project, a key part of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal, employed thousands during the Great Depression. The dam, completed in 1936, transformed the Southwest by providing water and hydroelectric power, fueling economic growth. A personal taxi in 1904 New York. During this time, horses were still commonly used for transportation in the city, even as motor vehicles began to emerge. These horse-drawn taxis provided personalized service and were a nostalgic symbol of New York's transition from traditional to modern urban life. Anthony Esposito is pictured during his booking at a New York City police station on January 16, 1941, after being arrested for the suspected murder of a police officer. This case highlighted the rising tensions between law enforcement and organized crime in New York City during this turbulent period. A group of Romani prisoners in the Belzec labor camp, 1940, in German-occupied Poland. By 1941, Belzec became an extermination camp. The Romani people faced horrific persecution during the Holocaust, with an estimated 150,000 killed, making this a tragic chapter in history. On October 4, 1924, President Calvin Coolidge threw out the first pitch for Game 1 of the World Series at Griffith Stadium in Washington, D.C. The Washington Senators faced the New York Giants, and the series ended with the Senators winning their first championship, marking a historic moment for the city. In 1935, the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus featured an all-female cast of acrobats and aerialists, including the famous Flying Valenzuela Sisters. Their daring performances broke barriers in a male-dominated field and inspired future generations with their courage and skill. The Verrazano Narrows Bridge, under construction in 1964, connecting Staten Island and Brooklyn, New York. When it opened in November, it became the longest suspension bridge in the world, symbolizing New York's growth and engineering innovation. Fans waiting to buy tickets for the 1924 World Series on October 3, 1924. The Washington Senators faced the New York Giants in a thrilling series that ended with the Senators winning their first championship, uniting fans and marking a historic moment in baseball. John Christie covers his face as he arrives at a London court in 1953, charged with the murder of his wife Ethel. He was later revealed to be a serial killer, responsible for several brutal crimes. Christie was convicted and executed the same year.